Okay, quick question. Have you ever looked at your paycheck, done the math, and thought, wait, how am I still broke? You're working hard, you're earning decent money, but somehow it feels like the cash just evaporates. That's literally me, and probably you too. And here's the kicker. It's not because you're bad with money. It's because somewhere along the way, we forgot the simple rules that used to build millionaires back in the day. If you're someone who feels like you're constantly stuck between saving too much or spending too much, basically, if you've ever thought, why can't I just be normal with money? Make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Rule 1. Live on half, invest the rest. Alright, here's a wild idea, and it's going to sound impossible at first. But back in the 1950s, most families lived on one income and saved the other. Like, they actually did that. And that discipline, it built generational wealth. Let's do the math. Say you earn $4,000 a month. If you live on $2,000 and invest the other $2,000, that's $24,000 a year. At a 7% return, that turns into about $340,000 in 10 years. And in 20 years, you're looking at $1 million. Here's what most people don't realize. Sacrifice feels painful at first, but it actually rewires your brain. You stop chasing dopamine hits from spending and start chasing freedom. Now, you might be thinking, but I can't live on half. Cool. Don't start with half. Start with 30%. Then scale up. The key is to automate it before lifestyle creep eats it. Rule 2. Avoid consumer debt like the plague. Look, I'm not anti-credit. I'm anti-debt that quietly eats your future. The average household carries about $6,000 in credit card debt. At 20% interest, that's $1,200 a year, just in interest. Over 10 years, that's $12,000 gone. Here's the thing. Debt feels invisible. You swipe, you forget, and then boom, you're stuck. Now, you might say, but I need credit to build credit. Sure, use a secured card. Pay it off monthly. But don't finance $1,200 phone and end up paying $1,600 for something worth $400. Action step. Kill high-interest debt first. Then build credit without carrying balances. Rule 3. Own assets, not liabilities. Here's what most people don't realize. Rich people don't buy things that go down in value. They buy things that go up. A $30,000 car loses about $10,000 in value in 3 years. But $30,000 in stocks at 7% grows to $37,000. Now, I'm not saying don't drive. I'm saying don't confuse a liability with an asset. You might say, but I need a reliable car. Cool. Buy used. Invest the difference. Rule 4. Cash flow is king. Net worth looks good on paper, but cash flow pays the bills. If you build $1,000 per month in passive income, dividends, rental income, side hustle, that's $12,000 a year. Here's what most people don't realize. Security doesn't come from your salary. It comes from income that shows up whether you work or not. But I don't have capital. You don't need it. Start small. $100 per month in dividend stocks. A digital product. A weekend gig. Action step. Build one income stream this year. Then stack. Rule 5. Save first, spend later. Most people save what's left. And guess what's left? Nothing. The old school millionaires treated savings like rent, non-negotiable. If you automate $500 per month, that's $6,000 per year. Over 10 years, $60,000. Here's what most people don't realize. Paying yourself first isn't just smart. It's psychological warfare. You're telling your brain, I come first. Now, you might say, but I have bills. Sure, but you also have subscriptions, impulse buys, and fluff. Action step. Automate savings on payday. Not after. Not later. First. Rule 6. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Let me tell you what happens when people get a raise. They upgrade everything. New car. New apartment. New wardrobe. And guess what? A $10,000 raise turns into $8,000 spent and maybe $2,000 saved, if that. Here's what most people don't realize. We don't upgrade because we need to. We upgrade because we want to feel different. But I deserve it. Sure. Reward yourself with 10%. Save the other 90%. Action step. Freeze your lifestyle for 2 years after every raise. Let the gap build wealth. Rule 7. Understand the rule of 72. This one's simple math, but it's mind-blowing. Take 72. Divide it by your interest rate. That's how long it takes your money to double. At 8%, your money doubles in 9 years. $50,000 becomes $100,000. At 12%, it doubles in 6 years. Here's what most people don't realize. Compounding feels slow until it doesn't. But I don't have decades. You don't need decades. You need consistency. Action step. Get your money into something that compounds. And let time do the heavy lifting. Rule 8. Don't rely on one income. Millionaires don't have one income. They have 7. Even $200 per month from a side hustle is $2,400 per year. Over 20 years, that's $48,000. Here's what most people don't realize. One income is fragile. Multiple incomes are freedom. But I'm too busy. Cool. Start with passive streams. Digital products. Rentals. Royalties. Action step. Build 2 income streams this year. 1 active. 1 passive. Rule 9. Time in the market beats timing the market. Everyone wants to buy the dip. But most people miss the recovery. If you miss the 10 best days in the market over 20 years, your returns get cut in half. Here's what most people don't realize. Trying to time the market is gambling. Staying in the market is strategy. Now, you might be thinking, but what if it crashes? It will, and it'll recover. That's the cycle. Action step. Automate your investments. Stay consistent. Ignore the noise. Rule 10. Money follows discipline, not motivation. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is a system. Millionaires aren't motivated every day. They're consistent every day. Here's what most people don't realize. You don't need to feel inspired. You need to feel committed. You might say, but I'm not disciplined. That's why you build systems. Action step. Autosave. Set spending caps. Track weekly. Make it boring. That's how wealth is built. Rule 11. Wealth is built quietly, not flashy. 80% of millionaires are first generation. They drive Toyotas. They wear $40 watches. They don't flex. They build. Here's what most people don't realize. True wealth is freedom, not followers. But I want to enjoy life. You can. Just don't confuse enjoyment with performance. Action step. Track your net worth, not your outfit. Build quietly. Win loudly. Here's what most people don't realize. The rules that built wealth in the past still work today. They're just forgotten because flashy consumer culture drowned them out. But if you apply even half of these 11 rules, you'll be shocked at how fast your financial life changes. So, don't just watch this and move on. Pick one rule today. Automate savings, kill debt, start a side hustle, and commit to it. Because this is where it gets really interesting. Your personality, your discipline, your psychology, they're the real drivers of wealth. If this video helped you, hit that thumbs up, subscribe for more, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Trust me, they'll thank you later.